Hello everybody, welcome to game number 17 in the Washington Nationals season replay. It's also the final game of the homestand against the San Francisco Giants. And we'll look and see their next game is going to be at Miami. They'll be on the road in Miami. Looking at the current standings, Washington's 11-5, New York's 11-7, Miami's 9-10, Philadelphia's 7-10, Atlanta 5-12. Pitchers for today's game. For the Nationals, Patrick Corbin, and for the Giants, Drew Pomeranz. Let's look at the starting lineup, and Bruce Bochy has really mixed it up with the lefty Corbin in there. And it's a day game after a night game. He is really putting in the subs for this game. So, leading off will be Steven Duggar in right field, Tyler Austin's at first, Kevin Pillar is in center, Brandon Belt's moved from first to left, Longoria's at third, Crawford at short, Solarte the second baseman, and Eric Kratz catching the offerings of Drew Pomeranz. Patrick Corbin is on the mound. He is in the replay. He is 2-1 with a even ERA of 4.00. 18 innings pitched, 14 hits, 8 runs. They were earned, 5 walks, and 19 strikeouts. So let's get everything hopefully in play where you can see it as best I can. I think that's good there for this side of the house. Alright, so Patrick Corbin finishing up those warm-up tosses. He will be facing right fielder Steven Duggar to lead things off for the Giants. Giants enter the game 12-7. Washington enters 11-5. Final game of the homestand, the 6-game homestand. Then they go on a 6-game road trip to Miami and Colorado before returning back home. So right now, Steven Duggar facing Patrick Corbin, lefty on lefty. Duggar hitting .301, no homers and 9 runs driven in. It's a 6-6 against the lefty. That's the leadoff walk. So Duggar draws the leadoff free pass. He's a D-stealer. Let's see, do they want to hold him? Corbin's a -2. They're not going to bother holding him. If he wants to try to go, he can go. Gomes is a -1. It's a net -3. So even if he got the jump, it'd be a -5. It'd be a 1-8 if he got the jump. So I don't think San Fran's going to mess with it. So he will not be held. Here's Tyler Austin, first baseman. He has no average. He has not got a hit yet or anything in this limited time of action. And he later would get traded to Milwaukee. Nothing on the 20. Here's Corbin, Austin. 2-11 for Austin. That's a ground ball second base. Hey, that's a double play. It's a plus sign, but the infield's not in, so that's going to be a double play. 4-6-3. And just like that, Patrick Corbin records 2 quick outs. That brings up center fielder Kevin Pillar. He's hitting an even 200. No homers and 3 driven in. 5-2 against the righty. That's a fly ball to right. Put away out there by Robles, who's in right field, giving Adam Eaton the day off. And the inning's over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. It is San Fran nothing. Washington coming to bat. And we'll look at that San Francisco defense and then the Washington lineup. Defense, Belton left, Pillar in center, Duggar in right, Longoria at third, Crawford at short, Solarte at second, Austin in first, and Kratz behind the plate. For the Nationals, Robles leads off in right field, Rendon at third, Soto at left, Zimmerman at first, Gomes catching, Dozier at second, Defoe at short, Corbin pitching, and Michael Taylor is in center field. So Drew Pomeranz, and on the replay, Drew Pomeranz doing pretty well. 2-0 with a 2.50 ERA, 18 innings pitched, 14 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 11 walks, and 18 strikeouts. He would later be traded to Milwaukee also, so he's got a combined card. And on the combined card, he was 2-10 with a 4.85 ERA in 2019. Now with this side, with the coils in the way, I got to move this over to make sure we have plenty of room. Might not be able to. I think we can still see all 9 innings. We're very close to it anyway. Okay, so Pomeranz finishing up those warm-up tosses, and Victor Robles, who's been struggling. He normally hits 9th, but with Eaton off, getting the day off, they moved him up to number 1 and put Michael Taylor in the number 9 spot. So Robles, 118, 2 homers and 4 driven in. Does have a nice column 3 against lefties. Let's see if he can hit it. He does not. It's a 5-4, which is a 1-15 single. So maybe he gets a base hit. he does not. That's the way it's going for Robles in this season so far. So he's going instead ground to second. And Solarte puts it away, one down. Brings up Anthony Rendon, hitting .339, 2 homers, 7 driven in. 5-7, and that's a strikeout by Pomerantz, 2 down. Sends us to Juan Soto. He's hitting .328, 6 homers, 17 driven in. That's a 4-8 against a lefty. 4-8, that's a base hit for Soto. 1 to 11 is a double. 12 to 20 will be a single. Soto with a double. So a 2-out double by Soto puts him in scoring position. He will have to be held on to try to keep him from getting a big jump on a base hit. And here's Zimmerman. 212, no homers, 3 driven in. Nothing on the 20. Zimmerman, 3-9 against a lefty, struck him out. It's going to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We played one at Nationals Park on getaway day, and it's no score. Brandon Belt, the left fielder, will be leading things off for the Giants against Patrick Corbin. It'll be Belt, Longoria, and Crawford due up. Here in the top of the second, no score. Belt, 230, 4 homers, and 6 driven in. That's a 3-7 against the lefty, and it's another leadoff walk. So Corbin living dangerously with those leadoff walks. Belt will not be held. I'll bring up Longoria, struggling at 169. He does have 3 homers and 6 driven in. So he's got some power, but his average is down. That is a 2-11, and a 2-11 is a hit by pitch plus injury, but we're not doing injuries, obviously. So Corbin a little wild here. 2 walks already and a hit batsman, so definitely needs to get in sync with Yan Gomes, maybe settle him down a little bit. That'll bring up Brandon Crawford, 194, no homers and 8 runs driven in. 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. It's a balk chance, but Corbin has no balk rating, so we continue. Crawford, 6-8 against the lefty, struck him out. So Crawford, 1 down, and so far that talk by Gomes may be helping. Here's Solarte, a measly 121, 1 homer and 5 driven in. Switch hitter batting from the right side. 6-7, and that's a ground ball. Second base X. Nobody's being held, so second base X is Dozier. He's a 3-8. 3 and a 16 could be a double play. In fact, it probably is. 3 and a 16 is a G1, so if there's no error, it'll be a double play. To avoid the error on E8, he's got to avoid 16, 17, and 18. And he does, so it's a double play. 4-6-3, and that's going to end the inning. Second double play turned by the Nationals in 2 innings to help get Corbin out of a jam. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. Go to the bottom of the second. It is still no score here at Nats Park on getaway day, April the 18th. And that'll bring up that'll bring up Yan Gomes to lead things off as Zimmerman struck out to end the first. So now Yan Gomes is up, and Gomes, 235, 3 homers and 7 driven in. 1-5 against the lefty Pomerantz is a leadoff walk. So we're back to leadoff walks again. Gomes will not be held. Here's Dozier. Dozier, 244, 3 homers, 6 driven in. Nothing on the 20. 2-4 for Dozier. And that's all these hits in column 2, and he found a ground ball shortstop A for a 6-4-3 double play. So Pomerantz says, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We'll turn 1-2. So it's 2 down. Base is clear for Wilmer Defoe. He's hitting .205, 1 homer and 4 driven in. Switch hitter now batting right-handed, 4-5, and that's a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the third. We're still scoreless here at Nats Park. And that'll bring up the catcher, Eric Kratz. He doesn't get much chance to bat with Posey being the catcher, as you might imagine. So he's hitting .045 in limited duty with no homers and 1 driven in. The old dreaded computer card, 2-4. And that is a pop-up. That is a pop-up to second base. I don't know how other computer cards show here. Pop-up to second base. It's the best I can do on these computer cards. Pop-up to second base, and Dozier puts it away. 1 down. Brings up Pomerantz, who uses pitcher hitting card number 1. And know what? I did not check to see if Pomeranz bats left-handed or right-handed, because he could be one of these guys that pitches left and bats right. I'm going to say he's lefty-lefty because I don't have it in front of me. I'm just going to default to that. 4-6 is a strikeout, and it would have been a strikeout against lefty or righty, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. Pomeranz is gone. 2 down. And that will send us back to the top of the order for Steven Duggar. Duggar walked and was erased on a double play his first trip. 6-10, and that's ground ball third base X. Rendon's a 1. He'll get to it. We're looking at an E13. E13 and a 15. E13 and a 15, and he's okay. E13, 11, 16, and 18 are bad, but 15's okay. So tough hop, but Rendon handles it. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the Giants. So we go to the bottom of the third, still no score. And that'll bring us over to Patrick Corbin to lead things off. He does have his own pitcher hitting card because he has so many at-bats. Just Pomeranz does not, because he had limited times in starting. Okay, Corbin. He does bat left-handed because his card verifies that. Lefty on lefty, 4-5, struck him out. Would have been a strikeout either way, actually. So Corbin is gone. Here's Michael Taylor. He does not have any average. He's got a 0 average, I guess you want to call it that, with nothing across. Still looking for his first hit of the season. He won't get it. That's a 2-6 strikeout. So Taylor still struggling. Here's Robles, speaking of struggling. 3-10, and that won't struggle anymore. 1's a homer, everything else is a double. That is a double for Victor Robles, but it's a 2-out double. That's the problem. Is they now need another hit here from Rendon. He will be held on second base because he's got good speed. They'll hold him on. Nothing on the 20. Here's Rendon. 3-5 for Rendon. 1-9's a homer. 10-20's a double, so at least one run will score. But 1-9, and Rendon goes deep for the third time. And he does. Home run number 3 for Anthony Rendon on the season. RBIs 8 and 9, and the Nationals lead it 2-0. 2-out rally. Started by Robles' double, followed up by Rendon's dinger. 2-0 Nationals. Here's Soto. He doubled his first time. 3-4. He's going to ground to second this time around. Solarte throws him out. But damage done. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the fourth. It is Washington 2 and San Francisco 0. And Tyler Austin will lead things off for the Giants against Corbin. It'll be Austin, Pilar, and Belt to start the top of the fourth. 5-12, and that's a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 3-E-0, so we won't make an error. He's just going to see if he can get to it. And as a 3, he needs a 4 or higher on the D20. And he gets to it with no issues whatsoever. 1 away. Austin is gone. Here's Kevin Pilar. 6-10, and that's a ground ball third base X. That's Rendon. Again, he's an E13. We know he's going to get to it as a 1. But as an E13, he's got to avoid 11, 16, and 18. That's a leaner, but that was a 4, I think. It's either a 4 or a 1, however you want to call it. Either way, I believe he's okay. As an E13. Yeah, 4, 13, and 18 is all can be an error. So either whether it was a 1 or a 4 there, he would have made the play either way. Both those numbers would have been good for him. So there's 2 down for Brandon Belt. 5-6, and that's a 1-5 single. Anything else, Dozier will throw it over to Zimmerman to end the inning. But it's going to sneak through for a 2-out single for Brandon Belt. And he will not be held. Here's Longoria. Nothing on the 20. Longoria. 6-6 against the right-hander. 1-15 is a single. It's only 1 star. 16-20. Rendon cuts it off. And it's going to get through. Base hit. Two singles in a row with 2 outs as the Giants prepare a 2-out rally. First and second, 2 down for Crawford. Struck out his first time. Neither runner being held. 4-9, and that's a walk by Patrick Corbin, and that's going to load the bases. So finding this 2-out issues is Corbin, and that is walk number 3 for him already in 4 innings. Plus he's hit a batter, so he's definitely been a little shaky with the control. Here's Solarte. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Solarte, switch hitter, batting right-handed. That's a 4-8, and he's going to walk in a run. How about that? Corbin has just walked in a run, and Dave Martinez is just shaking his head. He sends Yan Gomes back out there to talk to him to find out what's going on. Why is he having some control issues? But he is. It's now a 2-1 game, and Kratz the batter. Nothing on the 20. Kratz a 5-10, and that's a fly to center to end the inning. But a run is in on just 2 hits, no errors, and they left them loaded. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is Washington 2, San Francisco 1 here at Nance Park. And all that happened with 2 outs and the bases empty. All that got started like that. You would think a harmless, base hit, 2-out single wouldn't turn into much, but it sure did. So here's Pomeranz, and he's going to be facing Zimmerman, Gomes, and Dozier in the bottom of the 4th. 6-7, and that is a 1-5 triple, 6-20 for a single. Now, I'm going to modify this to a double because Zimmerman on the season had no triples. He doesn't run well at all. He had no triples, so we're not going to give him a triple. We're going to modify this to a double if it becomes a 1-5. I'm not giving somebody a triple that never got one. So 1-5 is actually going to be a double. 6-20 would be a single. It's a single, so it doesn't matter anyway. That he can get all day long. Here's Yan Gomes. Of course, Zimmerman not being held. Nothing on the 20. 1-6, and that's a pop out to Brandon Crawford at short, 1 away. Sends up Brian Dozier. Nothing on the 20. Dozier 2-4 against a lefty, and he did it again. Second time in a row he's found this 2-4 result of a ground ball shortstop A for a double play. 6-4-3. He's hitting the 2 double plays, same exact roll. And that's going to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. Go to the 5th. It's Washington 2, San Fran 1. Dozier looking for a place to hide, I think, after doing all that. Corbin back out. Will be facing Pomeranz to start the inning. That's a 5-7, and that's a strikeout. Would have been the same against a righty or a lefty, so the fact I'm not sure what Pomeranz is batting as, that is irrelevant. All right, here's Steven Duggar, back to the top of the order for Steven Duggar. 2-5 for Duggar against the lefties, another strikeout. So Corbin must have had a talking to by both the pitching coach and by Yan Gomes because he's coming out much better here in this 5th inning. Here's Tyler Austin. 3-8 for Austin, struck him out. So struck out the side here in the 5th, did Corbin. So he's apparently gotten straight whatever it was that was bothering him. And he is back in business. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-1 favor of the Nationals. And this is the point of weakness for Drew Pomeranz. So keep an eye on him. Reyes Maranta would be warming in the bullpen for the Giants if needed. Right-hander, who has not pitched in the series yet. Neither has Vincent. Those are the 2 that have not, and Bergen. Those 3 have not appeared in the series as of yet. Here's Defoe. 1-5, struck him out. 1 away. Only Nationals pitcher a relief pitcher not to appear. Joe Ross, well, actually 2 of them, Joe Ross and Trevor Rosenthal. So here's Corbin. 3-11 for Corbin. He fouls out to the first baseman, Mr. Austin. So there's 2 down for Michael Taylor. 4-12, ground ball first base X. Austin, not the best first baseman in the world. It's a 4-11. 4-12, probably good enough to get there. 4 and a 12 is a G3, so he will make the play, or at least get to it. Now as an E11, he has to avoid 6, 8, 15, and 18. And he does. So Austin, it's a 3-1 because, again, it's my own little house rule. Anytime it's an X check on a first baseman, I say he has to range and flip to the pitcher covering. So nothing doing for the Nationals. We go to the 6th. Still 2-1. Another tight contest here at Nats Park on getaway day. And here's Kevin Pillar to lead off. And this is the fatigue inning for Corbin. Keep an eye on that. Kevin Pillar, 0 for 2. 3-8. 0 for 2 no more. That's a solid home run for Kevin Pillar. And we just have a tie ball game that quickly. So how fast can things turn on Corbin? He struck out the side in the 5th. First man he faces in the 6th. It's a home run. And for Pillar, his first homer of the year. RBI number 4. So we're tied at 2. Here's Brandon Belt. 4-6. And that's a strikeout. So Corbin trying to correct himself. Here's Longoria. 3-8. And that's a ground ball to third. All these hits in column 3, and he found his ground ball to third. So Rendon fires over to Zimmerman, 2 down. And that's going to take us to Brandon Crawford. 2 outs and the base is clear for Crawford. He has struck out and walked. 6-7. It's a ground ball second base X. That is Dozier. He's a 3. 3 and a 20. He's going to get to it all day long. E8. E8, and that is a 14. 14. E8, he's got to avoid 16, 17, and 18, so he's good to go. Inning's over, but the Giants strike on the board with that home run from Pillar. And at the end of 5.5, it is now 2-2. Now Pomeranz pitched a 1-2-3 fifth, so he has nothing against this point of weakness. He's still got his full effect going. And he'll be facing the top of the order, Robles, Rendon, and Soto. 2-3, and that's a ground ball to first. As Austin makes the play, 1 down. Here's Rendon, homered his last time up. 3-7, and he's got a chance for a triple here, 1-2. Anything else is just going to be a single. And that's going to be a single for Rendon. He will not be held at first base. Soto, nothing on the 20. Soto, 2-7, and that's all these hits in column 2, and he found a fly ball to center. Pillar pulls it in. 2 down for Ryan Zimmerman. Nothing on the 20. 1-8 for Zimmerman. Strikeout plus injury. We're not doing injuries, so it's just an out. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 7th, still tied at 2 here at Nats Park. And Corbin only has given up 1 hit against this point of weakness, so he's still okay to keep going. And in fact, he's set to bat 4th next inning, so they like to get him through this inning almost positively so they can pinch hit for him potentially. Solarte, Kratz, and Pomeranz is due to hit 3rd, so I think they're going to go ahead and they got their money's worth out of Pomeranz. They're going to go ahead and pinch hit for him, and they will use Pablo Sandoval as a pinch hitter. You don't want to use Posey because you want to keep that backup catcher in there as long as you can. They'll save him for a better situation later in the game, I guess, if it gets to the 9th inning or so forth. So it's going to be Solarte, Kratz, and Sandoval due up for the Giants. So Sandoval. And we'll do the totals on Pomeranz in the bottom half of the inning. Sandoval is going to be used as a pinch hitter. Oops, wrong spot down here. Solarte still in the game. I don't know what that solid line shouldn't be there. Solarte, 3-11, and that's a ground ball to first. Zimmerman takes care of it, 1 away. Eric Kratz, 3-7, and he's hit by the pitch. That's the second hit by pitch that Pomeranz has done. I'm sorry, that Corbin has done. And now the home plate umpire is issuing a warning to Pomeranz and both benches, really saying, no retaliation. We don't want any part of it. So just, be on your P's and Q's. Kratz will not be held. Sandoval, the pinch hitter. 3-7, and that's a ground ball second base for a double play. They're not playing in, so it's a double play, 4-6-3. Just what the doctor ordered for Corbin. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We need a new pitcher for San Francisco. We are tied at 2. And Reyes Maranta will be coming on for the Giants, as he is yet to appear in the game. Actually, no, it'll be Nick Vincent. My bad. Nick Vincent's got a longer relief rating, so we're going to use Nick Vincent. Nick Vincent can go 2 innings, whereas Maranta can only go 1. So we're going to use Nick Vincent. He will be in, and on the 2019 season, Nick Vincent was 1-4, 4.43 ERA. He did have a start, but of course he's got a relief rating of 2. I think that start was more of one of those opener deals. So Pomeranz, like I said, we're going to finish do the stats on Pomeranz. So he went 6 innings, and he gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. They were earned on the 2-run homer by Rendon. He walked Gomes, and that was the only walk he had. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Struck out 7. So a solid outing, another solid outing by Pomeranz. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Not going to hurt his ERA too much, but he's going to get a no decision. So can't win it or lose it. But Nick Vincent is now your pitcher of record for the Giants. He will be in there to face Yan Gomes, Brian Dozier, and Wilmer Defoe. 4-6, and that's a solid single off of Vincent. Solid single for Gomes. Gomes will not be held. Here's Dozier. Nothing. 4-4. That's ground ball third base X, and that is Longoria. Longoria is a 2 E21. 2 and an 8. A 2 and an 8 is a G2 for a force play. He's got the E21 going for him. And on E21, he needs to avoid 6, 11, 16, 15, and 18, which he did. So it's just going to be a fielder's choice, 5-4, to retire Gomes. Dozier, the new runner, but Dozier will not be held either. And here is Wilmer Defoe. 1-3 for Defoe. That's a fly to right field. Hauled in out there by Duggar. 2 down, and now with Corbin coming up to pitch, or to bat rather, he will be replaced, as he's going to go 7 solid. And we'll get a pinch hitter for the Nationals. And they're going to be using Matt Adams. So Matt Adams will pinch hit. Matt Adams. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Nationals in the 8th. See who that's going to be. Duggar is set to lead off, but they want to figure out the lineup after that. See, Duggar, Austin, Pilar. Yeah, so I guess it could go either way, lefty or righty. Hard to tell. Right now, here is Adams. Nothing on the 20. 4-8, and that's a base hit for Adams. 1-8's a double, 9-20 is a single, but it's 2 stars, so the run cannot score. So a base hit by Adams. The runner goes to third as Dozier sneaks over to third base. Runners are at the corners with 2 down, and now it's up to Michael Taylor. Now, do you pinch hit for Michael Taylor here in this case? I think you do. You're going to pinch hit with Adam Eaton. And then Adam Eaton will stay in the game to play right field, and then he'll move Robles over to center field in the 8th inning. So Adam Eaton going to pinch hit in a big spot now the right-hander is out there. So Adam Eaton, 2 outs and 2 on. Runners at the corners, and Vincent trying to get out of this inning against Eaton. Of course, Adams not going to be held on first. Oh, that red die, let me reroll the whole thing. That red die fell off the tray and went down this way, so nix that whole row and start again. Eaton, 3-7. All these hits in column 3, and Eaton found the strikeout. 3-7 is a strikeout. Michael Taylor on a 3-7 would have grounded the first to end the inning as well, so didn't matter either way. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 8th, tied at 2. And now neither starter, Corbin nor Pomeranz, will get a decision. We need to close the book on Pomeranz. And we'll do that real quick before Duggar gets a chance to hit. Pomeranz goes 7 innings, hits 2 runs. They were both earned. He did a lot of walking. That was his problem. He walked 1, 2, 3, 4, Walked 4 and hit 2, so that was kind of rough. Strikeouts, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got him for 5 strikeouts. So unofficially, till I put it in the computer, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So for the Nationals, they're both, know about their bullpen woes for sure. They will turn to, who do you turn to here? You know what? They're going to turn to Joe Ross. Joe Ross is coming on. He has not pitched in this series, so Joe Ross is on. But like any Nationals reliever, he's going to be on a short leash. So Joe Ross facing Duggar. That's a 1-9 for Duggar. Struck him out. Good start for Ross. 1 away, and that brings up Tyler Austin. But I believe Tyler Austin is going to be called back now that we have a right-hander on the mound. They will bring in, let's see how they want to play this. They're going to bring in Gerardo Parra, who can play first base. So Parra will be the new first baseman in the bottom of the inning, but he will be pinch hitting now here in the 8th. He will play first base in the bottom of the 8th as well. So Gerardo Parra. So that leaves Solarte and Posey as the bench players remaining for the Giants. But Parra is up against Joe Ross. 5-7, that's a single. Base hit. And Tyler Austin would have done the same thing, but you don't know that. That's why you play it that way. All right, here's Pilar. He homered his last time up. Nothing on the 20. Ross to Pilar. 4-6, and that's a strikeout. So Joe Ross gets the strikeout, 2 down. And that's going to take us to Brandon Belt. Nothing on the 20. Belt. 3-7 for Belt, and he walks. That's going to keep the inning going, put runners at first and second for Evan Longoria. Big spot here. Joe Ross has to settle in. Bullpen activity. They do have the lefty Matt Grace ready to go because Crawford is next, and so this is going to be Ross's last batter face most likely. Nothing on the 20. Here's Longoria. 2-8. Ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning, so Ross pitches out of it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 2-2. And since Vincent has a 2 next to his fatigue, he will continue to pitch. So Ross, we don't know if Ross is going to be completely done yet. We shall see how it plays out. I do know that Doolittle is unavailable. He's pitched too much, so I'm making the call that he's going to have to rest today. So if they take the lead, they'll have to find somebody else to try to get a save out of it. Right now, it is Robles against Vincent. 3-4. Fouls out to Kratz, 1 away. But Dave Martinez says, just give me the lead, then I'll worry about the save. But I need the lead. Here's Rendon. 5-8. That's a 1-6 single. Anything else, he lines to second base. And that is going to be a line out to second base for out number 2. Solarte grabs it. 2 down for Juan Soto. 1-2 for Soto. He's hit by the pitch, and that's going to be it. They're tossing Nick Vincent right here. He is going to have to leave the game. He is ejected. Warnings had been issued previously, and the umpire, Ryan Additon, says, nope, that's it. You're out of here. Bochy doesn't like it. He says, how come they get to hit me twice and we only hit them once and my pitcher is gone? But that's just the way it works after the warnings have been issued. So Vincent's going to have to leave, and we'll figure out his totals after the inning is over. And let's see how they want to do this. Check the lineup. Pitcher's spot is coming up 4th. So let's see how they might want to play this. And actually what I think they're going to do to make more sense is we're going to move Belt back to first base, his normal position, and put Parra in left field. I think that makes more sense than putting Parra at first and Belt in left field. It just doesn't make sense. So Belt's the first baseman. Parra is the left fielder. Let's see if there's any kind of a double switch. I don't think there's going to be, because they don't want to lose any of the top guys up here. So let's see who they're going to go to. They're going to go to Trevor Gott, just to try to get him out of the inning. So Trevor Gott is going to be on. He just needs to get one out, basically. And he's going to be facing Zimmerman to try to get that out. So Trevor Gott will be on to face Zimmerman with Soto at first and 2 away. Now Soto could try to get a jump here. See, he needs a 4 to get the jump. He does not get it, so no jump. He will be held, of course, but he won't be able to steal. And here's Zimmerman against Gott. 5-3. It's a fly ball left field X. And again, we just moved Belt out of left field and brought in Parra where he should be. So Parra is a 3 where Belt would have been a 4. So Parra is a 3. 3-19 didn't matter. He got to it anyway. His error rating is E3 where Belt would have been an E18. So E3 for Parra. Just made more sense to do it that way. That's a 14. I still think that's okay. Yep, E3 and a 14 is okay. A 15 would have been trouble. And Belt is an E18 and a 14. He still would have made the play, but it would have been rough. But Parra made the play, innings over. And I think that's going to probably be all for Gott because his spot's most likely coming up to pinch hit for him. But we'll do the totals now on Vincent since the inning's over. He goes an inning and 2/3, gives up 2 hits, no runs. He hit a batter, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 1. So we go to the 9th, tied at 2. And now the question is, do you let Joe Ross continue? Joe Ross has a relief factor of 3, so he's definitely okay as far as fatigue goes. Does have Crawford, Solarte, and Kratz coming up, but we may very well get Joe Panic and Buster Posey coming in. We shall see, although they wouldn't have anybody left to pinch hit for the pitcher if they did that, so they might have to hold back on Posey and let him hit for the pitcher. We'll see how they want to play this. So right now, actually, how do they want to handle this? Boy. Do you let Ross go, or do you bring in, you know what, they're going to bring in Matt Grace. They're not going to mess around. They're going to bring in Matt Grace. So Ross goes 1 inning, gives up a hit and a walk. Did get 2 strikeouts, no runs. So it will be Matt Grace coming on. Matt Grace will be on. And that may deter them using the left-handed hitting Joe Panic as a pinch hitter. So it's going to be Crawford, Solarte, and Kratz due up. Crawford, Solarte, and Kratz, although we may have Posey pinch hitting for Kratz if there's people on base. Let's see how it plays out first. If his 2-out space is clear, they're not going to do it because they really want to give Posey the day off. All right, top of the 9th, tied at 2. Crawford against Grace, lefty on lefty. Oh, that one shot the coop. Let's put that back in there. 1-7, and that's a fly out to right field. 1 down. That brings up Solarte. 6-7 against a right-hander. That's a ground ball to shortstop. Defoe's got it. 2 down. And with 2 outs and the bases clear, they're going to go let Kratz hit. He does pretty well against lefties, actually. His card against lefties is pretty good. 1-6, and I'd say it's very good. Look at this. 1-6 is a home run, but it only says it's a 1. Home run 1. Anything else he flies out. So here over here it says home run 7. Here it says home run 1. So it has to be a 1 to be a home run. And it's not. It's a 13. So he flies out to left field to end the inning. But it came close. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Still tied at 2. As the Giants got nothing here in the top half. Bottom of the 9th we go. And let's see. What do we do with Gott? Gott's still going to pitch because he never got pinch hit for. So they're going to leave Gott in there. Only faced 1 batter. So Gott's going to stay in there. And he will be facing Gomes, Dozier, and Defoe here in the bottom of the 9th. That's a 5-11 against Gott, and that's a ballpark single, which is 1. Whoops, I didn't write it on this side for some reason, but it's 1-14 against for right-handed batters. Don't know why I didn't write it on that side. 1-14. It's a 2. It's a base hit for Gomes. So Gomes is aboard. He doesn't run well at all. They don't really have a whole lot on the bench that can run because they've already used Taylor Suzuki and Kendrick on the bench don't run well at all. Dozier doesn't bunt well either, so they're going to have him swing away. Gomes not being held. 2 is a possible pass ball or a balk. That's a balk chance. He has 0, so no balk. Here's Dozier. 2-8 for Dozier. 1-7 is a single. Anything else, he lines it to Solarte. And that's a single. 1 star, so puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And brings up Defoe, who is a very good, he's not a good bunter either, is D. So normally you would bunt here, but, and you can't pinch hit for Defoe because you got nobody else to play short if you do, because he's the only shortstop on the roster. I guess you could use Rendon or somebody there, or Kendrick or somebody there in a pinch, but they're going to have to let Defoe hit. Nothing on the 20. Here's Defoe. 1-8, and it's a fly to left, 1 away. And now we need the pinch hitter for the pitcher, and it's going to be Howie Kendrick. That leaves Suzuki as the only position player remaining for Washington. Suzuki is all they have left on the bench. And Posey is all that the Giants have left. I'm sorry, the Posey and Panic. They got 2 of them, Posey and Panic. All right, so 2 on, 1 out. Here's Kendrick. Nothing on the 20. 1-9 for Kendrick is a foul out. All these hits in column 1, and he found his foul out to Kratz, rather, for 2 down. And we could be going to extra innings unless Eaton does something real quick. Nothing on the 20. 2-7. That's a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So now what do you do with Gott? Do you leave him in there, or do you bring in somebody else in a bases-loaded situation to face Victor Robles? That is your question. Gott. They're going to see if Gott can get him out of the inning, I think. Actually, you know what? Gott's coming out. They're bringing in Reyes Maranta, who has not pitched in the series. Reyes Maranta. And Maranta, his stats on the 2019 season, 3-7 with a 2.86 ERA. So pretty good ERA, 2.86. So Maranta is coming on. Can't do the finals on Gott yet, except he did pitch 1 inning, and he did give up 2 hits and a walk. But we don't know about the runs. No strikeouts, but we don't know about the runs. So Robles, bases loaded, 2 down. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 2. And here's Maranta to Robles. 2 is a chance for a balk or a pass ball. That's a chance for a pass ball on Kratz. Let's see what Kratz's pass ball rating is. He's got a pass ball rating. Boy, can I read this computer card? Looks like 9 to me. I'm looking at this. The throwing error is a 20. I think that's a 9. That looks like a 9 for a pass ball rating. So Kratz has a pass ball rating of 9. If this is a 9 or less, the game ends on a walk-off pass ball. It does. It's a walk-off pass ball on Kratz, and there's your ball game. Maranta didn't even get to pitch to anybody. The run scores and the ball game's over. 3-2. Your final. Nats winning on a walk-off pass ball. I don't think I've ever seen that before in any game, replay or real life. The run is in. It's unearned on a pass ball, so that run against Scott is unearned. Maranta really didn't face anybody officially. Let's see, 2 hits in the inning and 2 left. No errors. But the Nationals win it on a walk-off pass ball, 3-2. What a crazy way to end this thing. 3-2, your final. Nationals leave on 7. Let's get over here, 7. Neither team made an error. 3-2. Giants end up with only 4 hits. 2-4-0, and they leave on 6. The Nationals end up with 2, 4, 6. Looks like 11. No, 9 hits. 9 hits. Washington with 9 hits. Winning pitcher is Matt Grace. Matt Grace came in and pitched the 9th. Pitched a solid inning, giving up nothing. He gets the win. I'm pretty sure he's 1-0. I don't think he's had any other decisions so far. And I don't know about Trevor Gott, the loser. I don't know what his record is coming in. But either way, Nationals winning on a walk-off pass ball. Washington 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left. San Francisco 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 6 left. Washington improves to 12-5. San Francisco drops to 12-8. The next game in the replay will take us to South Beach, Miami, as the Nationals will start a series in Miami, followed by a series out in the Midwest, out in Colorado. So Washington finishes the 6-game homestand with a 5-1 record. Pretty good there, I would say. And almost won 7 in a row had they not blown the game the day before. But they make up for it with a weird walk-off pass ball. So let's go from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Stratomatic Washington Nationals replay. And next video on the channel will be the final start of the Mark Fidrich inside pitch replay. I want to do that live since it's the final game that he is going to, or final replay we're going to have, so I can have all the totals for the season replay versus his real life, and then also kind of announce what the next thing in inside pitch is going to be after that is over. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.